Hello, this is Zach with Train University. Today we're going to talk a little bit about coil cleaning and a couple of tips on that. So as we know, maintaining clean coils is important for the operational efficiency and longevity of our heating and air conditioning equipment. So one of the first tips on coil cleaning is before you start, one of the easiest things to do is just grab a broom, pretty simple, and get all of the surface loaded fibers, all of that grass and cottonwood and lint and stuff that forms up on the outside of the coil. Go ahead and get that brushed off while it's all nice and dry and it can blow away and get out of there. You could also use a vacuum. Just be careful not to get too aggressive on the coil surface so you don't bend any fins over or anything like that. But just a simple little hand broom like this and brushing down the coil, getting that all out of the way is going to make your coil cleaning a little bit easier going down the road once you start to put water on there and start flushing the coil out. If you do need to use a cleaner because your coil is exceptionally dirty, maybe you have an industrial environment or it's a restaurant or something like that where you've got excessive grease or contaminant on the coil, just use a neutral coil cleaner. We don't want to use anything too acidic. We don't want to use anything too alkaline, pretty much neutral, and then rinse it thoroughly with water. Can't stress that enough. You want to get all of that chemical off of the coil. You leave that chemical on there, and what can happen is over time it's going to eat away at the coil, and eventually you have more tubes than you got fins exposed, and basically degrades the life of the coil. That's especially true if you're dealing with an indoor coil or the evaporator. You really have to get that cleaner off of there. There really is no such thing as a self-rinsing cleaner. If you have too much of that chemical buildup, you're going to end up with a evaporator that foams up, and it's going to carry that foam over down the ductwork. And we're going to show a little clip of an example of that in a video coming up here. But those are the tech tips for this month. Get those surface fibers off with a broom or vacuum real quick while they're dry, and then go in and go ahead and clean that coil off with your water if possible. And then if you got to use a light cleaner, make sure you keep something that's pH neutral and isn't going to harm the surface of the coil, and then rinse and rinse and rinse again, rinse thoroughly. Thank you, and this is Zach with Train University.